hours of the regular show on terrestrial radio, and you wanted a little bit more, so that's why you found the Gun Talk After Show podcast, where we saved all the best things that we can't say on regular radio. Now here's Tom, Michelle, and Jim for the Gun Talk After Show.
Well, welcome to the Gun Talk After Show, where we gather together to talk about intellectual No, actually, we don't. There may be something intellectual here, but I haven't seen it yet.
It's not from us.
Not from us. All right, we got Jim Kinsey and Michelle Cleveland have joined us again today. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Greetings.
So, Michelle, how was your day talking to callers? Anything interesting pop up?
No, I guess it's the usual. You know, you get your people that really enjoy, that are new and listening and appreciate things. And I guess the most interesting call for me that came in was the gentleman who's trying to teach his young lad youth training.
At almost 2 years old?
Yeah.
That struck me as I'm a proponent, but boy, that seemed young.
He's working off of a blue gun, just so everybody knows. He's not putting a live pistol in his hands. But, I guess can never start too early.
I guess, I don't know. I'll tell you what, we'll talk about that in a minute. I do want to go talk with Chuck. He's out of Mariposa, California. We were talking about shooters starting fires, and some people say, well, that's not possible. What's your experience?
Well, what you were talking about earlier was the fire in Yosemite. They blamed it on somebody shooting up there.
Right.
8 years ago, or several years ago, 2008 fire in Mariposa County was called a telegraph fire. Mm-hmm. And that was started by accidentally by some shooters that were target shooting in an isolated area. And what they were doing was shooting across the river against a bank, a steep bank. Mm-hmm. So they weren't shooting randomly into brush or anything like that. Okay. And the bullets, I guess, struck some rocks and started a fire. Well, their situation was they had bought foreign-made bullets. I don't recall the caliber, but they were foreign-made rifle bullets. Right. And they were painted copper, but underneath the paint was steel. And so they had no idea that the ammunition they were using was illegal because it was painted over. Mm-hmm. And from what I remember, they were Russian-made bullets. Yep. And so it started this big fire, and people blamed them. Well, they were doing everything safely. They weren't doing anything illegal. Mm-hmm. They were shooting in a safe area into a bank, and with ammunition they thought was legal. Right. And they left the area. They couldn't get out on a cell phone where they were at because it was so far down in a canyon. So they left and contacted the sheriff when they got out, and that's when the fire department took over and all that. But the area was so isolated that the fire got a good start and a bunch of brush before it could be subdued a couple days later, a week later.
So they actually went out and called law enforcement to get fire protection in there. Oh,
yes. On the way out, it's about a half hour, 45-minute drive out of the area, and they met law enforcement on the road, actually, and they told them what had happened. They said, look, this is what happened. We were shooting down here. It started a fire. So they weren't trying to run away. And like I said, they thought they did things right with the ammunition they had. So I guess it's kind of a warning to people. If you buy ammo that's from a foreign country, maybe it should be looked at a little closer to make sure it complies with our regulations.
Yeah, you need to know what you're shooting. I mean, obviously there's a lot of really good foreign-made ammo out there, but generally the Russian stuff, not so much. And there's some steel core stuff out there. And you can still run across it, steel core ammo, and that's what we're talking about here. So, hey, Chuck, I appreciate the call, and I appreciate you filling us in on that. That's and look, there's a ton of ammo made across the world. Guys, I just saw something this week, our friends at Aguila. They're, to a lot of people in the U.S., that's kind of a new name, but the quote I saw said that they are the world's largest manufacturer of .22 rimfire ammo. I had no idea.
I believe that because for the longest time when there was a shortage of our CCI and Remington and Winchester ammo, you could still actually get their ammunition. Oh, they were about the only manufacturer that had it available.
Now, do you know if they brand for other people, Tom?
I don't know that. Now, they sell all over the world, which is, I think their penetration into the U.S. market is not as great as it is in other countries around the world. But they are actually building a plant, and they'll be making, not rimfire, but they're going to be making centerfire ammo down in right around Conroe, Texas, just outside of Houston. I think they're going to have that if they don't have it running now, they're going to have it running inside of a month or so. So that'll be interesting to see what they do with that.
Yeah, people think that 22 ammo's, well, it's cheaper. It's got to be easier to make. How come there aren't more manufacturers?
Yeah, right.
We know that's not the case.
Well, you're having to make the primers. It's a priming compound in there. And that's really the deal. I mean, anybody can load centerfire ammo. You and I can do that, and we do it at home all the time. But when you start talking about making primers, you're handling a lot of explosives, and things can go wrong, and sometimes they do. And so, yeah, that's... I've heard, don't know if it's true. I've heard the figure that it's a $25 to $50 million investment to build a rimfire plant.
Wow.
Well, you have to have centrifuges and stuff, right?
Well, no, it's not centrifuges. That's the weird part. I mentioned spinning it before, but that's not what it is.
Oh.
Imagine the 22 case itself. And you just, if you took it with your fingers and held the top of it, and you just spun it between your fingers, rolled it back and forth, that's the kind of spinning I'm talking about.
Okay, so it's not this. Okay.
So you're actually, they put a little glob of this liquid priming compound in there, and then they spin that case so like it just rotates, spins itself, and it flings the liquid compound out into the rim of the case, hence Rimfire.
Right.
But yeah, it's just, I don't know exactly if they like have somebody chuck it into a little Black & Decker drill. Probably not.
Give her a whirl.
Not if you got to make 5 million rounds a day, which is what these guys are cranking out.
Wow.
Those are a lot of batteries, Coach.
Yeah, right. Get my Makita over here.
Yeah.
But, well, Michelle, are you able to get 22 ammo okay these days?
Yeah, it seems to have loosened up quite a bit. We have CCI, and we have a big selection, I guess I should say. The only thing that we are unable to get still are the 22 shorts, which isn't as big of a demand as 22 long rifle, but people still are out there. They're looking for them. So that's the hang up at the moment. That and 22 birdshot. 22 birdshot still desired.
I wonder what people are doing with 22 birdshot.
I don't...
Snake load?
I was going to say a lot of the people here are snake or rodent.
Rodents.
Yeah. We got a lot of dairy farms and stuff out here, so rats
You
are...
dirty rat.
Yeah.
No, it's hard to get.
Never saw 22 in a violin case, but that's okay.
That's okay. You can get a lot of them in there. Well, I have some, but now I'm going to be poking around looking for standard velocity 22 because I just got this cool 1022 with the integral suppressed barrel. Haven't had it out yet because it comes without sights. So now I have to figure out what I'm going to put on there.
Red dot.
Red dot action.
Yeah, that was my first thought. Let's put a red dot on it. And yet, if it's really accurate, might want to put a little scope on it.
I was just say they do have the scope laser combos. You can get all kinds of things.
I would put a bunch of stuff in, like 13 different sighting systems out there. Just to, that way you know in any situation, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you mount it all the way around the gun, then you could just rotate it until you find a sight you like.
Yo.
Closer distance shot. Hold on.
That's right. Here, let me rotate this thing around. We'll have a swivel stock. It just spins around.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Jealous.
So we're excited about that.
How long was it in purgatory?
A little over a year. Yeah. I mean, it's just, you got to figure it's a year now. Now, interestingly, a couple of things will happen when and if this Hearing Protection Act passes and you don't have to go through the NFA stuff and register your silencer. One is that the demand for silencers will triple. No, they'll probably go up 100-fold, honestly. 100-fold. If you can just walk into a store and buy one, so stores will be selling them. It'll be great for stores. People will pop up and start making them because they're not crazy difficult to make. But the other thing that's going to happen, which is going to be interesting, is that probably 90% of the requests to ATF for the registration on these guns and the silencers is silencers. Well, if that goes away, it's not going to be a year wait for an SBR or a machine gun. It'll probably drop back to a couple of months.
Did you say something? I couldn't hear you. I had the silencer on.
I was having dinner with a friend last night. He's a machine gun guy. Always trading, always selling. And he's got, he said, well, actually, we could put together, we'll go out and do a video shoot. He says, I have every single, not crew served, but single operated machine gun used by the U.S. forces in World War II.
Wow.
He just got a BAR. So that would be sweet. And he's got a Smith & Wesson 76. And I mean, he's naming guns. I don't even know what they are.
Wow.
And all these guys are such historians on all this stuff. It's very cool. He says, yeah, it's kind of like the Swiss. I'm going, the what? And going, it's not my world, but it's his world.
Yeah, I tell you, if I ever got a World War II machine gun, I'd have to buy a Jeep to put under it.
Accessorize your gun by buying a Jeep to put under it. I like this.
Nice
but what
roll bar.
color? What color would you go with?
Oh, you got to go with drab green camo.
Are you kidding me?
We live in the perfect area for that, Jim.
That's right.
Yeah, Toledo.
Who needs a garage? Just park it in the woods.
What? I'm missing something. What are you guys doing there?
Just thinking that would stand out like a sore throat. I didn't mean I was going to take it up to the local, grocery store and go shopping, but I probably would.
I think a 50 cal mounted on the back of a Jeep could be like the old Rat Patrol TV show.
Exactly.
Those guys, yeah. You know what? You could get any parking place you want.
Honey, I think this guy might have road rage. You better let him pass you.
Okay, quick. All right, let's tell you what. When we come back, I'm going to tell you a quick story about a buddy of mine and a Jeep and a 50 cal on a lonely road in Louisiana.
Oh, no.
And the poor unsuspecting couple that they ran up on.
Oh, boy.
Oh, Lordy. We'll be back in about 60 seconds.
You use Slip 2000's full line of gun lubricants, including EWL and EWL 30, because you know your guns deserve the best available. It's time to add Slip 2000's Carbon Killer Gun Cleaner. Carbon Killer dissolves carbon and lead on contact, is not toxic, and reusable. Carbon Killer works on all weapons, including handguns, rifles, and machine guns, plus silencers and compensators. Slip 2000. We're all about gun care. Learn more at slip2000.com.
August is National Shooting Sports Month, and you can celebrate it many ways. Find an event near you and take your friends. Cash in on the deals and discounts retailers are offering this month. Gun stores and ranges can host events. You can introduce friends and family to shooting. Get involved to help the shooting sports and the Second Amendment. To find an event, a shoot, or how to participate, visit shootingsportsmonth.org. All right, so we're talking about a 50 cal on a Jeep, right? So I got this buddy, and he's in the Army.
Good story starts.
Yeah, I got this buddy.
buddy.
They were doing maneuvers down at Fort Polk, Louisiana. And he's an old backcountry woodsman. He really knows the woods and all. And he would do things like to try to sneak in, kind of like the Dirty Dozen, sneak in on the enemy camp. He would go pay one of these pulpwood loggers to rent his truck, because these things are running all through the woods, and then they would all load up in the truck and then drive it back and take the enemy camp out with it. So they had done this one time in somebody's car. They'd used somebody's car who was known to be in the area. And so all the Army guys slipped in this way, and they captured, let's kind of capture the flag of the other team, and they took off in this car. And they're just hauling butt down these backwoods roads around Fort Polk, Louisiana at night. Well, the other team comes wheeling out, and they've got a Jeep with a 50 cal, and of course they're running blanks for the drill, right? And they're chasing them around, and they get right up behind this car. They go, oh, there he is, run up, and they start going, and this car's swerving all over the place.
No, it's not the
Yes,
car.
you're right. It's not the right car.
Oh, my God.
They ran these guys off the road.
Oh, my God.
A bunch of 19 to 21-year-olds with a machine gun and a Jeep, and they run this couple off the road at night.
It's not funny, but it's so funny.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Funny to us, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, it should be in law enforcement.
So Wayne Fears, I'll never mention his name on the air. Wayne Fears, my friend, I know you did that. So
oh, my goodness.
Wayne, who has written more outdoor books than practically anybody, wrote the dumbest book I've ever heard of, and sold a zillion copies of it. It's called Swamp Camping. And I said, well, that's a really easy book to write. You just, when they open it up, you just say, don't.
It's a long read.
That's right. Just don't.
Chapter
What are you
2.
thinking? Swamp camping.
Still don't.
Chapter 2. Reread Chapter 1.
Exactly. Rinse, repeat. Oh, God. Oh, one of my good buddies, yeah. He was on a few Special Forces missions that did not happen, never existed.
Yeah.
Yep,
yeah.
of course.
Those kind of deals. Going, yeah. They were at a Arlington a few years ago. A bunch of old gray-haired guys like me and a couple of young guys in uniforms come up and say, we're here just to tell you, gentlemen, you still can't talk about that mission. Yes, seriously.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You know, there are people who go there to do that, and they still honor that, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It really is.
Keeps the integrity of the military
As
intact.
it should.
That's exactly right. So I don't know what he did, because he's not going to tell me either, but that's okay.
But they know.
You know, they did stuff. Yeah, exactly right. Pretty cool stuff. So, but anyway, I just love the image of these guys chasing down this
great.
couple.
What were you doing out here anyways?
John, what did you do to them?
Oh, goodness gracious, the stuff. Oh, fun stuff. Well, I mean, Michelle, you know the drill. You got young men full of energy, let's say, and they're going to find an outlet for this.
That's right. A little too much testosterone and adrenaline going right there.
That's exactly it. Testosterone poisoning, as we call it, right?
That's right.
Speaking of, how are yours?
Great. Thank you.
Yeah?
Yep. Very good.
Oh, smooth.
What's-
Speaking of testosterone laden, how are your kids doing?
Well, when you're sending them off and they're in the service, you get the stories.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. He keeps a lot of stories to himself.
Yeah, well,
Yeah. He shares a lot of those stories with his dad, is what I should say. You know.
Yes, that's the kind of thing that, in 20 years you'll hear the stories. Mom, we weren't going to tell you that at the time.
Right. Well, some of those childhood stories are coming out. I'm like, what? I'm like,
Yes.
no, you didn't do that. They're like, yeah, you weren't home.
That's right. No, you weren't there. It's like when I finally told my parents about the time that I knocked my sister out and we tied her up. She was babysitting us. Cold-cocked her. I mean, punched her, lights out, done.
Wow.
Oh,
She had it coming. What can I tell
she
you?
had it coming.
I would say Carrie always.
Oh, we were a handful, to say the least. Which is why they did things like, as I think I may have mentioned, we go to Mexico, and for entertainment, they give my brother and me each a machete. And so for 5 weeks, when they want us to go, hey, you guys just go play. Just run out there with machetes and play.
That's not a knife.
Go find a cartel.
That's right. Well, this is fortunately way pre-cartel. This was very nice people and lovely people, but we did leave a whole trail of hacked up cactus throughout Mexico.
My word.
Oh, goodness. I can't even believe that they did that. So, Jim, do you have any suppressors yet? Oh, good. Michelle, you've done your job. You've suppressed Jim finally.
Right.
That's long overdue.
Yeah, he got out.
No, nothing yet. I play with him a lot because a buddy of mine is a manufacturer, so he has incorporated our testing proving grounds
Nice.
over here at this facility.
Yes.
So I get to play with a lot of stuff. I really like 22 suppressed.
Yeah.
You know, and nine's cool. He does a lot of 9 stuff, but 22 is just cool because you don't need any hearing protection.
Yeah. It's just, man, it's, as I say, it's very civilized. So I'm thinking we've got, actually, let's see here. Let me check this. Okay, it's empty.
Supposed to do it 3 times.
I was going to say.
Twice more.
Right.
One more.
That's right. Okay, I got it locked open. So let's see.
Yep, I see it.
You got it? All right, check that for me. Would you please? I'm holding it up to the microphone. Would you check that for me, please? Definitely got to get now we got to get a bunch of those 25-round mags, Ruger mags.
Yeah.
Because 10 rounds is not going to get it done.
Speaking of, that is one position you really can't phone in your work for the day. Range master.
Yeah, no.
You can't.
Oh, yeah,
Just
no
get
kid.
ready.
You got to be there and alert.
Yeah.
It's kind of, it is like being a lifeguard, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, if somebody starts to swing a gun and muzzle around, you got to be right there on top of it.
Yep. I never drew that analogy, but you're right.
It's actually probably why the range master probably really should have like an air gun. And if they start to swing the muzzle around, you just smack them in the back of the head with a BB.
Son
I
of
think
a-
one of those airsoft guns. That'll leave a mark.
Or paintball, so the other shooter.
Oh,
the other
paintball is great. That's right.
That's a real mark
big
there.
yellow paintball.
be like the color runs.
Yeah, and you also make them sit in timeout with the paint blotch on them.
Right. And then they get home, their wife said, "Oh, learned a lot today, huh?"
That's right. Oh, okay. Nobody would want to repeat it, that's for sure. It'd be a learned lesson.
Sure.
Yes, it would.
Just the pain, but then no less the embarrassment that other students see you.
I think we're onto something here.
Paintball marks
It's
all
like
over
the dunce hat in the corner.
with bruises.
Yeah, well,
But it's
not
pretty
big
pink or
deal.
green.
Well, sure.
Oh, you can have color coding
Yeah.
for different levels of infraction. Yeah. Oh, wait. I had something for Michelle here. Hold on. Stay with me. I had an email came in. Hold on.
This just in.
This just in. Where'd it go? Did I throw it away? Am I that dumb? Yes, I am that dumb.
Best
It was.
teletype I could come up
It was a
with.
327 thing.
Yeah, the speed loader.
Speed loader. I'm going to find it, or I'm not going to find it, or.
Germany, a speed loader.
Ha! There it is. Tom, this is from Steve. Thank you, Steve. Just wanted to let you know that 5-Star Firearms is now making speed loaders for the Ruger LCR 327. 5starfirearms.com with the number 5 instead of spelling it out.
Right.
Just 5starfirearms.com. Okay. He said they are not on 5-Star's website yet, but you can call them and order the loaders. They are $19.95 each plus shipping and tax.
That's reasonable.
I do believe also, just for intel out there, HKS, I think it's 32J.
Yeah.
She thinks.
Mm-hmm.
They have
32J.
okay.
Yep.
Cool.
That's
All right.
something that they've had around for actually quite a while.
Oh, okay.
That they work. Mm-hmm.
They work too. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good to know.
Because it's a 6-shot.
They
yeah.
just started manufacturing is because of your presentation of the 327. Miss 327.
But it's awesome that people are putting that information out there because
They call it the MC 327.
oh man, where would they come up with those initials?
Can't imagine. Hey.
Just the ambassador. That is all.
I am merely a conduit through which information flows.
A conduit with a sash and a tiara. But
Right.
besides
well,
that,
yeah, gotta have the tiara.
Miss 327.
Hey, let's take a break. I want to come back and talk about this deal. We've had a couple of people recently had loose rounds go off. I would have said it was impossible. But here we go. All right, we'll talk about that when we come back. If you're like me, you don't have money to burn, but you still want to buy guns, ammo, and accessories. That's why we created GunDealio. That's a free, yes, a free smartphone app. Just download it and start getting the deals. Could be discounts, offers of free magazines for your gun, or you could be the first to hear about new stuff from gun makers. Here's how it works. With GunDealio on your phone, you get alerts when you enter a gun store. Special deals, you know. You don't have to do a thing. It'll do a lot of other cool things, like let you watch gun videos and listen to Gun Talk podcast. Plus, check it anytime for hundreds of deals and offers. Getting more while spending less. Smart, huh? GunDealio. Made in America. Gluten-free. At the App Store and Google Play or GunDealio.com. And we're back. And Michelle, what did you just say during the break?
I said I think we have a loose round running around here in the studio.
Yep.
And every once in a while, it just goes off.
Every now and then he's a live round.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a dud.
Squib.
Squib load.
There goes Jim squibbing.
All right. I had a fellow write us that we put this in the newsletter. Something happened I'd never heard of before. You know, we always have loose rounds. Well, I don't say we always do. I have loose rounds rattling around in the console of my car, probably at the back. You know, no telling where they are.
Washing machine.
Well, that was one of the letters we got.
Really?
I put it not in the washer, but he had it in the dryer, and a round went off. I can see that happening. But this guy was just driving down the road, and a round in the console of his truck went off, not being in a gun or anything, just loose. That was weird.
Yeah, something hits that primer cap just right.
I just wouldn't have thought that it could hit anything hard enough to set it off.
I wouldn't have either. I mean,
Well,
that's
or-
quite a bit of pressure
Well,
and
unless
quite a bit of a
some-
strike that has to happen.
Or
Yeah.
if something hit it, it's probably more likely. Drop something
Yeah.
in there. And
All he heard was just the release of a sound, I'm sure.
Yeah, he heard a pop. He said it
Right.
sounded like he thought his gun had gone off. He had a shield on his hip. And the first thing he thought was, man, oh no, did I get shot? And he checked and said, no, it wasn't my gun. So open up the console, or smoke comes out, and he's got the bullet sitting there, and the case is split open. Of course, I mean, nothing goes anywhere. It's not going to hurt anything.
Right.
But at the same time, it's concerning. So he said, well, I'm not going to be doing that anymore, keeping ammo in the boxes.
do you think
Wait a
excessive
minute, the
heat?
case was split? Yeah, I was just going to say, would that be a heat issue?
Well, no, the case will split just from the gunpowder going off because
Yeah, for the gunpowder going off.
Okay,
Yeah.
because there's nothing
nothing
contain
holding
it.
it back, yeah.
Right,
yeah,
no
yeah.
chamber. So I don't think it'd be heat, because if it's that hot, he wouldn't be alive in there.
Yeah, I guess.
It's not going to cook off. So
Wow.
something hit it, but that's just weird. So yeah, and then we had the guy wrote in. We put that in the newsletter we send out, and then we had a guy said, yeah, I had one go off in the dryer, and that makes a little more sense. It's pretty violent whacking around in there, and I have had more than a couple of rounds end up in the washer or the dryer. I'm sure, Michelle, at your house, that's never happened.
Yeah, never. And they've never accidentally gotten into the trash either when it's been burned. Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
We find in our washing machine, we often find 9mm and guitar picks.
Yeah.
Because they're everywhere.
Some 22s
Well, that's
or anything.
Guns N' Roses or
They-
something. Yeah.
Something, yeah.
We have a friend that was burning their trash. Oh, yeah. They had somehow just picked things up, thrown things away, not paying attention to what was going on. Oh, yeah. Yep, 22s. Yep.
Ooh, that's exciting. Have you ever had an aerosol can go off in the fire?
Not unintentionally.
Yeah.
I'm a guy. What can I say?
Coming from Jim blows up everything, right?
Yeah,
blowing
it'll
stuff.
blow flaming paper and stuff all over the place. It rains fire. It's kind of fun.
Coming from another guy.
Just saying.
I actually shot a propane tank once thinking it would explode, and it didn't.
You didn't shoot it well enough.
I didn't shoot it a second time. That's what I should have done.
What you do is you have to have like 6 candles lit all around it.
Seance for it or what?
I have no idea. We'll just keep doing it till it works, right?
No, because I'm going to stay at my house.
See, there's
Far away.
2 guys with black sunglasses and suits on my porch now, Tom. You might-
Yeah. And they're asking something about a Jeep. I gotta go.
I gotta go. I don't know, you guys.
Funny stuff.
Oh, goodness gracious. But yeah, we got to go do a little machine gunning out here. The problem with machine guns is that they're too darn expensive now, and they keep going up. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's, you could probably get a cheap one for $10,000, but some of these are running $30,000 to $40,000.
Wow.
It's
Yeah.
pretty crazy.
Yeah, they are. I mean, even a cheap machine gun's $8,000 to $10,000. I mean, a little handheld, a sloppy little, Mac 10, and
Mac
stuff.
10 or something. Yeah.
And the restrictions on them. I mean, if you want to move it from your house to the range, you have to call them
try
reported.
crossing state
and-
lines with them,
Yes.
yeah.
My word.
Yeah, it's a thing. So here's an interesting idea. There are a lot of machine guns out there that are not registered that people are sitting on because there's no way to dispose of them without just torching them. And they don't want to do that because a lot of them are history pieces. There was, and I don't know how long ago it was. I mean, I want to say, 15, 20 years ago. They had an amnesty period. I think maybe it's time to have another, and I think it was 90 days last time, do a 90-day amnesty, and you can register any machine gun or short barrel rifle or any NFA item you have. And so we would bring those out, let them get on the market, let people own them legally, and their grandfather brought it back from Germany or something. And I don't know how many that would be, if it'd be, 1,000 or 5,000 or something, but it would at least give people a way to have that stay in their family anyway. So anyway, just a thought.
Yeah, there's no reason for some of that to have to disappear.
Right.
I mean, it is history. It's a historical piece. It's neat to have them,
Yeah,
you got to keep this alive somehow. I mean, the culture of shooting isn't just taking somebody out and shooting. I mean, that's only a piece of it, right? It's the heritage of the whole thing that we're trying to
the
preserve.
history and heritage of it.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
So, these pieces are important. I suppose maybe donating them to a museum.
That's all you can do now. You can either cut them up or you can donate them.
Oh, that's sad. That's
I've had people come up to me and say, "Hey, I want you to look at this thing that my grandfather had," and I'd look at it and go, "I never saw it. I don't know anything about it. It never was here. I was never here."
Yeah.
Because they said, "Well, what can I do with this?" I said, you can throw it in the lake, or you can cut it up, but there's no way to own it legally.
Right. Or you can dream of it when you're sleeping in Club Fed.
Yeah, which is the other part. Is okay, and I don't want it around, because it's illegal. And it's not like a little bit illegal. It's like a lot illegal.
Right. That's what, 10 to 20?
I don't know. I don't know what that is.
Well, let me check into that.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Google that up. I'm sure no one's checking on Google searches for that.
Dear Siri, how many years will I be spending?
If my buddy were to own.
That's right. Use the Amazon Echo thingy, whatever it is, Alexa, something or other.
Dear Alexa.
Which is listening all the time anyway. Well, why not? You saw that story where this company is putting chips into employees?
Yes, and people signed up to do it.
Are you kidding me?
Why you volunteered
it's just in your hand.
It?
It's just an RFID chip. It's just. Right.
Yeah, you're just crazy.
Well, it's bad enough that our smartphones are, they're tracking. Let's
Sure,
just be
of course
honest
they are.
with what they are. You look down at it and you are 20 minutes away from work. What?
And not only are they tracking, all that information is going to a central database.
Right.
It's all there.
Right.
And then
So
for the next 2 months, you get little pop-ups that are, you like white asparagus? Sure. Here's some links to get it.
Yeah, be careful what you search for and sites you go to because those ads can pop up, right?
Yeah, well, I do. I go to my buddy's house and I always ask to borrow their computer, and then I just go to terrible.
Thanks a lot. Nice.
But
Knock on the door.
It's fascinating because while people are afraid of, air quote, being put on a list, they don't think anything of their phones and technology and cameras and anything else, do they?
It's a good point, and they don't think about it. If you have like the General Motors OnStar system,
Same thing.
same deal,
Yep.
tracking all the time. And we know that law enforcement can turn on your OnStar system and listen in. We know that they can turn on your phone at any time and listen in, and they do. A number of court cases wrapped around that.
Wasn't there one just this winter? I don't remember where it happened, but it was with the Amazon Echo or whatever the Alexa whole thing is. There was a domestic situation, and I don't remember if somebody was killed or exactly what happened. It's all hazy to me, but
They had the info, yeah.
yeah, and they were wanting to go to Amazon to get them to release that intel.
Yeah, and they wouldn't.
Right. So
Just saw an interesting meme this week. It had a picture of his, 1950s kind of artwork and said, "Be careful what you say on the phone. The government might be listening to us." That was yesterday. And then the today picture was, "Alexa, I need to order a pizza."
Yeah.
Used to be an issue, but now it's part of your life.
Yeah, that was that old joke in the 60s. How do you contact the FBI? Pick up any phone and start whispering.
Ah, yeah.
yeah.
Precursor.
Yeah.
Now we don't have to do that.
Thank you, Mr. Orwell.
Yeah, no kidding. Boy, talk about prescient. I'm running for president of the United States.
All right, trigger
No.
prescient I was going to work on. I think that's our cue.
Yeah, I think I have to go find some standard velocity ammo so I can go make no noise.
There you go.
With this thing. But it doesn't have any sights on it yet. It doesn't matter. You can just kind of aim in the general direction. That's good enough, isn't it?
Just look down the barrel, wing it.
Yeah, that's right.
You're only responsible for where your bullet goes if you know where it's supposed to go. So without
Wow.
sights, you're off the hook.
Wait, you want to write that one down again? Try.
Play that back.
Yeah, really.
Well, I didn't know it was going to go over there.
Yeah. So
How was I supposed to know? It doesn't have any sights. Come on.
I'm free to leave, right?
I didn't know where it was going.
Bullet has a mind of its own.
How am I supposed to know? There's no damn sights on this thing, officer.
Oh, well, yeah, sure. Okay, you're good then. All right, see you later.
Free to go.
Yeah, not a problem.
Just being involved in this conversation could be incriminating me.
That's right, Mary. You're so right.
Well, Michelle, you know what Jim and I are known as, don't you? Known associates.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
All right. Let's see. We're shooting video tomorrow, and we're just putting tons of video up on the website these days, cranking it out and doing lots of Facebook Live stuff. So I would encourage everybody to go to the guntalk.com website and see all the stuff we're up to. Other than that, go out and do some shooting, right?
Yes.
Works for me.
Buy ammo. Go to a guns. Seriously, Michelle, have you ever seen deals like we have right now?
No. Ammunition is, I want to say, almost at an all-time low right now.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, go buy some ammunition. Not to be a hoarder or anything. Train, this is the time. This is perfect timing.
Well, if you're supposed to buy stocks when they're low, because they're going to go up, and we know they do,
right?
Then buying ammo when it's low makes lots of sense.
That's right.
And, keep shooting it and keep filling
keep it fresh.
The deal, filling up the supply, but at the same time, there's nothing wrong with having a steady supply there so that if there will be another goofball out there who will go shoot folks and the world will turn to people running out and buying everything up.
Clamp down, yeah.
Right.
That's going to happen again. Mm-hmm. And then people are going to run out and say, well, ammo's expensive. Yeah, well, you could have bought it for half that when we were telling you all this stuff.
That's
But
right.
no!
How much is
God,
too
that
much?
felt
Don't
good.
know. I haven't been there yet.
That's right. I'm not sure it actually exists. You can always add on to your house. Come on.
Sure.
So there you go. All right, you guys be good, have fun, and shoot more.
All right.
It's as simple as that.
Hey, keep
right?
trying to do that breathing thing you mastered. You're really good at it.
I'm going to work on that. That's right. All right, be good, guys.
Take care.
Well, that wraps up another Gun Talk After Show. But if you want even more gun-related stuff, don't forget to check out GunDealio. It's the app for Apple and Android phones that connects you to all the Gun Talk shows, plus even more. And we'll catch you next time for the Gun Talk After Show.